Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to today's video where, as you can see, we are in my library, aka my living room with my bookshelves in it. But today we're going to be doing a bookshelf tour. I'm going to go through every single shelf here and show you all of my beautiful books. So let's just get the basics out the way. I have the Billy bookshelves in the color white, and I have one extension shelf on top of every single one. And then I have one, two, three, four, five of the like standard longer shelves, and then two of the skinty ones. And then as you can see all the way up here, I have like icicle lights hanging from the top of those. And then right now for Christmas time, I have the Christmas garland, and I just have those lights hung up with command strips. I tried duct taping them and it didn't work at all. They just, every time I woke up, another section was down on the ground. All right, so without further ado, let's just jump right into our bookshelf tour because I have a feeling this is going to be a long video. Can you see me? I apologize in advance for these weird angles that we're about to have, but we're starting over here on the very leftmost shelf, and this here is my thriller slash mystery shelf. So up here to start, I just have a super random array of books there, and then I have this one facing out, Here Lies a Vengeful Bitch, because I think that is a funny cover. I don't know, I like it. And then here I have these. Oh my gosh, these are so funny. I'm bringing them closer. These are those like Jones sodas, and these ones are custom with my boyfriend's face on them from his grad party. His mom made them for him, and I just think they're hilarious. And then I just have a few more random ones here. I have Stephen King, and then on the next shelf, I have my hardcover thrillers right here, and this really cool one by Geneva Rose that looks like a VHS because I think that one's super cool looking. And then I've got my little lamp. This is a rechargeable touch lamp that I got from Amazon. Next to those, I just have a few more random paperbacks. Okay, moving down, you might actually be able to see me now. But here, this is my Frida McFadden shelf. Now, I love Frida McFadden. I know there's some people that have strong opinions on her, but I love her books. Me and my dad both. We read them together, and right now I currently have one loaned out. I have Do Not Disturb that I usually face out because I loved it so much. And then this is her brand new one, and I was able to get my hands on a gorgeous signed edition. I am so happy for this. And so I keep that one on display too, even though it wasn't like my absolute favorite, just because it's signed and it's hardcover. So that one gets displayed. Then moving down, I just have a couple more books. These are all by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, but they're just down here because they didn't fit anywhere else. And then I have a cute little candle. I have my Lego flowers that my friend got me. And then I have these fake candles. These are just battery operated, remote controlled candles that I think also help add a little bit of light over here. Next to that, I just have this little Lego set that I built. And then I just keep the remote for my candles right here. Okay, moving farther down. Hi, hello. We're on the floor. I have my book of the month books here, and I color coded them by like the little tabby bit up here in rainbow order. And then I have this candle here. I think it was from Hobby Lobby. I have my very, very, very small like general fiction slash nonfiction section. I've got like Kristen Hanna, Taylor Jenkins Reid, Random Things, Ara Kwong, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, one of my favorite books, and I have a really pretty tabbed and annotated version. And then I have the special edition with like the rings on the side and the hardcover. And then I have my One Direction Prized Possessions, Jeanette McCurdy, this book I didn't like. Then I have my childhood Junie B. Jones book because, hello, I don't know, this is just the cutest thing ever. It was one of my favorites. And then over here are just some books that I don't really want to have anymore, but they're just kind of hidden down here with the pages facing out for now until I decide what to do with them. And then I have another little Lego set. I have my globe. I have like these old DVDs from my childhood, all of my One Direction DVDs, and my One Direction CDs. This is the start of my romance section. So up here I have my Boys of Tommen, and then I have this random one by Morgan Elizabeth because it's the same height. And then I have my Emily McIntyre books, well, her more contemporary romance ones. Then I have my Ashley Poston. Then I have Casey McQuiston. And this one here is a signed collector's edition. However, it came with just a digital signature, and I'm very upset about it because I thought it was going to be hand signed, and it's not. And then I just have two pretty special editions that I didn't really know where else to put, so they went up here. Moving on, I have my editions of Summer in the City by Alex Astor. I also have the Barnes & Noble exclusive signed, and it's the red Sharpie. If you didn't know, she did some in black, or most of them in black, some in red, some in pink, and I got a red one, and it's so exciting. And next to there, I have my Ali Hazelwood stack, and then I do have the Love Hypothesis in the special edition hardcover with the pretty edges. So pretty. Next to that, I have a Megan Quinn book, and then I have these, I don't know what this is called. These books, I know this one just got trad published, but I bought it forever ago when it was indie. And then I got the second one, traditionally published version, so they don't match. They're different heights. But then I just have a couple more random ones. I love this one because look how cute that cover is. Now this is all dark romance. So I have my Lay Rivers collection. I love everything here. And I actually have really pretty special editions of the Edge of Darkness trilogy in the mail coming sometime. And I'm so excited to get those. I can't wait. Then I have my Penelope Douglas stack here with this beautiful special edition of Credence because we are Credence lovers in this household. If you're not a fan, you may not want to stick around, but that's okay. I love it. And if you also love it, then this is a safe space for you, period. And this is from After Dark Bookshop. And if you look here, I actually have my annotated version of Credence. Because yes, there were this many things in that book that I wanted to highlight. Sorry. And then my beloved Devil's Night. I wish I had the old covers, but I don't. Maybe I'll buy them one day. Maybe. And then I have these Sarah Kates, Katie Roberts. Ooh, I do have this version of the Mindfuck series that I bought on eBay. Love it. And then we have some Caitlin Taylor. These covers are actually so cool. Moving down, I just have a few other random books. Then I have my book nook that I spent forever trying to build. And then I just have this random print. She just sits back here because I don't know where else to put her. Then I have my Dead Flower collection. These are years and years and years old, and they are very special to me. And then I just have two more random books that I didn't know where else to fit, so they went there. I have my Raina Kent collection. I have my other Emily McIntyre books, like the darker ones. And then I have these Kate Stewart books. And I do have the special collector's edition of Scarred. Moving down, I just have a bunch of different series on this shelf. And then these are just random standalone books that I have. Then I have the Maid series here. Just a couple of random books here. And another candle. Back to contemporary romance. I've got my Anna Huang books up here and my Sylvia Day. I have the Sparrow Falls series, and then I have some B.K. Borson books. I have my Lila Sage, Lost and Lassoed, facing out because that was my favorite in the series. And then I've got these Laurie Gilmore ones. I actually really like these books. I think they're super easy to get through and just a fun, like, refreshing story. I like them. I really do. Then I have some more cowboy romances here. Another candle. The start of my Elsie Silver collection. I have the first 3 books of Gold Rush Ranch in the indie versions, and then I have the traditional published versions here. Then I have Rose Hill here. Then down here is the rest of my Elsie Silver collection. I have the mirror copies of Chestnut Springs, and then I have the regular ones here. And then I do have an extra Heartless mirror. And then I just have this print. This is actually from that Morgan Elizabeth book. I think that was towards the end of me putting my bookshelves together and I was kind of over it, so I just started throwing stuff everywhere. And then I also have some Lego plants that I built. Down here, I have my Emily Henry shelf. I have the paperbacks all stacked up here. And then I have 2 copies of Funny Story because I really, really like that book. And then I do have the special editions of People We Meet on Vacation and Beach Read. Another random print down here and another candle. These 2 bottom shelves are just super random romance books. I have some holiday ones, special edition, random, some random series over here. And then down here, I have some Hawking romances together, Abby Jimenez. I've got some Elle Kennedy. Oh, and I have to have gloves off, faced out, because these are indie and this is traditionally published and it's way shorter and it makes me sad. This is my fantasy section, my most favorite, my largest, and my most pretty. Up here, this is just random. This was another one where I was kind of at the end of my organization and I just threw things up here. And then I have this puzzle that my dad got me when I was a child and I still have it, so I think it's cute to put on display. Then I have this fake plant in a basket and I just think it's cool. And then I have a picture of me and my boyfriend. I have paperbacks. I just think all of these are so like floral and pretty together. And then these are more Carrie Maniscalco books, so I just put them together. And then I have a little best friend plate picture thing that my friend got me. I have another candle. Then I have this cute red glass jar that keeps some bookish stickers. Then I have this Second Death of Locke. I just think this cover is so pretty, so I put it on display. Then I have these 2 absolutely stunning shelves. The first one here is my Alex Astor fantasy shelf. I just think these are all so pretty together. I am obsessed. I also have a Lego flower here. Then under here, this is my Laura Thalassa shelf. I have these beautiful editions of the Bewitched series, and then I have the regular ones here, and then I have Rhapsodic one, and then I have the 4 Horsemen here, and then I just have this like McDonald's collector's cup with my tabs and another little Lego flower. More random paperbacks. I have this little house that my grandma got me. And then I have One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake faced out because I just love that cover. And I have my little heart candle next to it because it matches the red and I love it. Then down here I have some Stephanie Garber books. I just love the Once Upon a Broken Heart books. I think they're so pretty, so those are kind of displayed. And then I have Carval, and then I have the novella on display just because it's hardcover and these are paperback and it's just different. And then I have another candle. And then down here is even more paperback fantasies. Okay, we're gonna stay low because this is all fantasy anyway, and then we'll go back up. I have Red Rising down here, and then I've got the Project Hail Mary. I have V.E. Schwab and Sable Sorensen. I just think these are both pretty books, and I didn't know where else to display them, so they went together. And then I have these really cool editions of like old Disney movies. I just think these look so pretty together, and I just picked like some of my favorites. And then I have this Pinocchio one because I have my old childhood Pinocchio puzzle that I was always obsessed with. Okay, moving up, I have my Holly Renee books here. They match so nicely. And then I have this little elephant sculpture for me and my boyfriend. And then I have this other candle. And then I have these super pretty books, The Goddess of and Even in Death. I just think these are so gorgeous, so I wanted those on display for sure. And then I have another little Lego flower, notes that my boyfriend wrote me, like in my lunch or whatever. And then for the top 2 shelves, I just have some super pretty editions. A lot of these are Fairy Loot, some Owl Crate. And then at the very top, I have my Powerless books. Then over here, our second to last shelf, I have a bunch of hardcover fantasies. I just think this cover is so pretty, so that's why I faced that one out. I have a few more hardcovers here. I have more Lego plants. And then I have these absolutely beautiful books on display. It's the Celestial Kingdom duology, and then this is a little novella by Sue Lynn Tan. I think these are so pretty, so I like to display them. I have a lamp that you can't see because the camera is making her glow, so we'll just turn her off so she's not too distracting. A few more hardcover fantasies. These are just pretty sprayed edges that I wanted on display. And then I have this faced out because I think it's so pretty. And then down here I have like shorter hardcover fantasy books. Some really pretty ones in here too. And then I have my Terror at the Gates little area, little shrine. I loved this book with my whole heart. I don't care what anyone says. Don't talk mean about her. I loved her. And then I made this myself. I put like a bunch of fan art together and had it printed on a canvas because I don't know, I thought it was a fun way to add a little pizzazz to my shelf. So I did that. And then I have my signed edition Gorge, as well as my naked hardcover that I annotated. Next up, I have another one of those McDonald's cups with my bookmarks in it. And then I have my Assistant to the Villain series. I really like this one, so I got the special edition of Assistant to the Villain, and I have that on display here. They're just all tall paperbacks, so that's why they're next to each other. And then I do have two Sarah J. Maas shelves, just because I had the room. I do have A Court of Thorns and Roses, the collector's edition, and then I have the hardcover of A Court of Mist and Fury. And I really want to buy the like out of print cover of A Court of Rings of Ruin because that was my favorite. And then I have another one of my candles, and then I have my dog, stuffed animal. And then on the very bottom, I have Throne of Glass and my emotional support nuggets. And finally, we're on to our last little shelf. I feel like my throat is sandpaper right now. Final one. Okay. I have Shatter Me down here, and then I have my novellas displayed because they are a different height. How rude. This is just a cute display shelf. I have another one of my childhood puzzles, some more Lego flowers, and another candle. Then up here I have the... What the hell is this called? This series here by Samantha Shannon with a candle. I think these are so pretty, so I have those on display. And this one is green and pink. Those are my favorite colors, so that's why that one's faced out. This is my little Night in the Moth shrine because I love that book. So first off, I have the Fairy Loot edition here. As you can see, I do have the dust jacket off of the hardcover so that I can put both on display because I think they're both so pretty. And then I have this little pin of the gargoyle. Cute. Then down here I have this little like light up plaque of me and my man that sits on top of the Waterstones exclusive edition. Then this is the Target one. This is my annotated version. And then this is my signed Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. I also have these like magnetic bookmarks, but I just display them under all of the books because I think they're pretty. I have the Shepherd King duology up here, the special editions, and then the paperback. The second one I'm reading right now, so that's why you don't see it up here. This Lego, like, butterfly garden type beat thing. Okay, and that brings us to the very end of that. That was a lot of work. My throat hurts. I'm gonna count every single book I own. Let's see how many I have. What are your guesses? I'm gonna guess I have like 550. Grand total 573 books on my bookshelves. Wow. We are over halfway to being able to call ourselves a actual library. How awesome is that? I can't even believe it. That is crazy. Okay, but with that being said, that does bring us to the very end of this video. If you stuck around and watched the whole thing, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. I hope that you'll like the video or give me a subscribe and come back in the future. But yeah, thank you guys again. I hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Bye!